morning. Good morning. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Franco. This is Trading Futures Live. Now we're starting a new format. We're not going to do 2 live streams in the morning. We're going to do the pre-market and then we're going to stick in the same live stream for the trading session. Okay. So we're going to start with the pre-market analysis. Right, and for that, I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna put it here, and I'll bring it myself. 1 second. There we go. All right, so this is the main trading screen that I use, and we're gonna bring this to here. All right. Before we start, please remember that trading is inherently risky. You can lose all your capital, so please don't take my trades. View this as a learning experience and for educational purposes, right? I do this for my own accountability and to help other people. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right all the time. Okay? All right, so yeah, soccer, morning. We did have personal consumer expenditures earlier at 8:30. The market is bouncing from this news. Although I don't think it's some spectacular news, like it's okay within expectations, right? Core PCE slightly better. The expectations was 5.2 and then 5.1 was the result. Then what else do we have here? Personal income. Personal income went up. That's not good for inflation. Like personal spending up, that's not good for inflation, right? That's exactly what the opposite of what the Fed wants. Okay. Then we have 10 Michigan consumer expectations as 5-year inflation expectations. So we're gonna be aware of these reports. Also, pending home sales. It has a red folder, so I want to be aware of these reports coming out at 10. Then in the afternoon, the CFTC. We can review them tomorrow if you want on the live stream tomorrow, Saturday, right? Out of Europe, we did have some terrible news. So German CPI. Way above expectations, and then Italian CPI also above expectations. So yeah, they're not in good shape. So that's the euro, the eurozone. So why do I read this news? Right, it's important because DXY is composed by the majority of the index is composed by the euro currency, right? The euro-dollar pair is the one that influence the most this index, the DXY. Good morning, welcome back. All right, so now let's review the dollar a little bit. Okay, let's check on the dollar. I don't think the dollar has a complicated chart today. It looks to me very straightforward. This is the demand created at London, right? We are using up this demand. Now, if you go to the daily, I don't think it's worth it, but let's spend 10 seconds on the daily, okay? On the daily chart, we broke this pivot, but we're holding this rally-based rally on the daily, right? So my expectation is that probably, the dollar has more upside, okay? There's a lot of supply right here created. Remember, we are in levels from 2000 to 2002. 2 years of sideways movement in the dollars 20 years ago. That's why I'm expecting the dollar to be sideways for the rest of the year, right? That could happen. That could not happen. But that's my expectation. We probably bounce from here. We go up here and then we bounce to the downside and so on, right? For the rest of the year. All right, so if you go to the lower time frame, let's see what is interesting for us today. So here is the London demand, right? You have these sideways, the pivot created yesterday, right? Then during Asia, we sell off a little bit, and then we managed to go back up from here. Now, the main demand that we were expecting yesterday was this blue line. You see that? This one. All right, so the dollar came here and bounced from here. Now, on the way up, it created some demand areas. So I don't want to get rid of this one. I'm just going to put a blue line because I think this is the main demand. So we can come back down, right? But there's some that was created here during the trading session. It was yesterday, yes. Yesterday, right? And then we came here during the Asia session. We bounced double bottom here on the 30-minute, and then we went to the upside. Now, this is the London demand. You see that? That's the London demand. We are right there. We can even include Frankfurt, but I don't like too much Frankfurt. Let me go see what is going on the 5 minutes. So on the 5 minutes, you have, this is the opening from Frankfurt, right? This is a German market. And then here, 2, 4, 5. So no, I'm going to stick to this, okay? I want to be aware of this too, this blue line, because there's demand. There's demand on the dollar, right, today. So one scenario that I think is the most likely scenario to happen today, but let's see how it goes, is that we just bounce from here. We find some supply right here in this candle, probably come back, and then finally we can end up here, right? Another scenario is this one. We break to the downside, we come here, we bounce to this pivot or close, and then we come back down to the main demand right here, okay? So in this scenario, I will play a short in the equity markets. In this scenario, I will play a long in the equity markets, right? So the dollar is right in demand. So when the dollar is right in demand, what should I do? Or what I expect to be my decision making, right? I will be looking for only shorts, okay? Until the dollar does not break either to the upside or the downside, I will not change my bias. That's the way I trade, okay? I like to see that if the dollar is in an area that I'm considering a good demand area for the dollar, I will look for shorts in the equity markets. Now, the timing is the hard part. You need to find good locations and good geometry in the equity markets, okay? We will see them in a few minutes. So the dollar is in the demand from London. Now, we could break to the downside. I'm not going to say this, but this demand looks pretty good for me. The pivot from here yesterday during trading hours, right? A sell-off during the Asia session, double bottom, and then continuation to the upside. Okay. Now, one thing that I don't like about this demand is that it was already tested here 7:30 in the morning. It's not completely fresh, but look at this. It's reacting off of it. Okay. So again, it comes back. It's gonna if it comes back to this demand, I will try to play the short. Now I will lean a lot on the internals at this time because this demand is not fresh. In contrast of what I was seeing yesterday. Where was it? Where was it yesterday? Yesterday was here, right? So this is the 5 minute. Let's go to the 30 minute. All right. In contrast from what I was thinking yesterday. All right. This is the London Open. I do think the dollar can come here and bounce. Right now, I'm not gonna play this one blindly to the upside. Why? Because we already revisit this zone. Right. We came back here at 7:30. Now this is the second time. I don't think it's as effective as if it was completely fresh. For those who don't know what is freshness, is price came to the zone once and that's it, right? When it comes for the second time, it's not fresh anymore. So I think the orders are already filled up. So I think, picture this. Let's say we have 100 orders right here, 100 contracts. When this came here, now they bought probably 50 contracts, right? So are only 50 contracts left to buy right now, okay? That's the way I see it, right? Yes, those 50 contracts were filled right now and prices are bouncing. But if it comes back again, those 50 orders to buy are gone, right? So I don't consider that a good zone anymore. In contrast with resistance and support, that people says that the majority of traders, they just see, all right, it bounced here 10 times. The more times it bounce, the stronger it is. I don't see it that way. Okay, so that's the dollar. Let's go to the bond yields, because bond yields are they were going up. This is the demand that we had from yesterday. We barely broke to the downside, and we bounced here during the Asia session, right? I do think that bond yields have some room to continue to go up, at least to 4.1. They are just sideways here the last 4 hours. I don't expect this to move so much today, but again, the only way I will see this to help me to the long side of the market is if it goes to 4.1. If it stays right here, I will just lean more on the dollar, okay? All right, so let's continue on, because it's 9:23. We're testing this format from 9:10. Let's see if we have enough time to go over everything. All right, let's go to the VIX. So the VIX is basically doing nothing here. Let's go to the daily. Yesterday we bounced a little bit here at the end of the day, but look at this. Like, Amazon is dropping 13%. I think Apple might be up a little bit, but this thing is going down. So like, people are not buying protective puts. That's a fact. That is a fact. There's no put buying. Look at this. This thing is just going down. So this, every time I come to this chart, tells me that I should be going long, but it's hard to believe, right? All right, so if we put the drawings here, the 30-minute, there's not much I got here. This is the demand. Remember, the lower part of the demand is 2672. I don't really have supply up to this point, 31. Sorry. Yeah, 31 might be one of my supplies. It's not high quality though. This is all derived from things from the left, right here. So probably the VIX has some more room to go to the downside, but it's hard to tell. I don't think I can use this chart to enhance my trading today. Okay, other than, all right, the VIX is here, but the demand is almost used up, and you have some reactions in the market, like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and this thing is not going up. It looks like it's gonna continue going down, right? That's my interpretation. Okay, all right, let's go here. So 4 minutes for the open. So crude oil flat. Actually it's going down a little bit. Still hasn't gone to the supply of 92.50. Trend line is if you were to say where the trend line is today, is 90.80. 90.8. This is a drop-based drop. It's no high quality. I don't like this. I didn't find anything inside this formation to turn prices down, but it could drop from here, right? Nevertheless, it's a drop base and a drop, right? I don't like the location. I don't like the geometry of the formation itself, but it is what it is, right? To the long side, let's see to the long side. I just want to do some real quick analysis here. All right, so you got this. You got this. Oh, this is a good pivot. What time is this? There we go. So you get this. This is your area to buy. I know some of you like to trade crude oil. So 86.58 to 85.54 is a huge area. Is $1,000. But if you can narrow it down, this is a 30-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute. And I want to focus at the open. The open of crude oil is 9 in the morning. I know. So there you go. So you have, this is the market open. Let's say you narrow this to this, right? And then you have this. You have two areas. You can decide which one you like. Or put them both together. This is $1,000. Okay? You can either wait for it to... you can either wait for prices to come here, and if it goes back up, then you trade it, or you decide to risk everything, or it's up to you. You just risk this part of the chart, this part of the chart, but you take the risk of not being filled, right? It's up to you. There you go. So that's all for crude oil. You get it, Soccernatic? You get the area? 86.50 to 85.50. If it happens to come down, right? Now, remember, if this comes down, right, you have to now be aware of what was created on the way, okay, for your profit potential, right? Because this is a scenario that could be likely. All right, so be aware of what is going on here when it comes down. If it comes sharply, like 1 or 2 candles, is even better, right? Because you have nothing. But if it comes slowly, it's very slow, it's gonna hard for these areas to break to the upside. Do you think it's too far? $2? It's not far. I think it can be in play today, if not Monday. All right, let's review. The market is about to open, right? So let's review metals. Neutral bearish. All of them neutral bearish. So that tells me that the dollar probably have more upside, okay? All right, so let's get rid of this chart and let's focus here. So we just broke the overnight high. We haven't opened yet, so this is our new overnight high, right? And this area of supply that I have, it worked on the overnight, but not anymore. So let me get rid of this one. Where is the dollar at? All right, so the dollar is bouncing off of the demand, okay? And we're off. So my expectations on the dollar is that probably will come back, right, to the demand, and I will reevaluate with the internals if this is a good time to sell the equity markets, right? So let me minimize this, and I'm gonna put you this so you can have the dollar right there. There we go. Put the music on. I had to do some work to find some copyright free music, because the one that I used yesterday, the video was strike with the copyright thing. So I haven't been able to clean it up yet. So I need to put some other type of music here. Thank you, brother. What about the volume? All right, cool. If you guys think it's too loud or too low, just let me know, okay, guys? I'll adjust. All right, so let's go to the internals. So Amazon is bouncing off of its lows. My demand was 85.67. We got to 87.80. We came so close. That doesn't mean that we cannot have this demand in play today. Anything is possible. So the dollar is coming back down, like we were saying. It's too loud? Yeah, I'll lower it down. That's fine. There you go. All right, so remember our first scenario here was this one. This is a very likely scenario. Like we were talking about this coming here, coming back, and then a continuation, right? So the short might be unfolding. Now remember this. We are in a tested demand in the dollar, okay? If this one does not play good, so next thing we can next thing that we can consider is this, okay? And this will be definitely a recover on the equity markets, right? I want to go to the left and see what happened here yesterday. If I have some high quality supply. So this is the close from yesterday. This is one bounce, right? 1 second, I'm trying to find something here. So this is a consolidation from yesterday, right there, right? So where's the good part? Where's the good part of this? I think it's this one. I'm gonna put you. All right, so let's put this one. Right. There we go. All right, I have 375 to 88, but I could have any right here being created. I want to see the internals. Like I have it on background, the music, but very, very low. Like I can barely hear it. Okay, so if you guys want me to lower it down, I will. All right, so the ADQD is positive, right? Not very much. It's just sideways since the open. 7 minutes into the market. All right, 30 seconds for the volume. And the volume is already higher than yesterday. A lot higher. Yeah, the volume is higher than the average. So ideally, I would like to see some divergence on the tick chart. I think we're having one. So the first high is 361. It was created at 34. 934 is right here. All right, tick chart is bouncing consistently from the zero line. Nothing spectacular though. I think the dollar might keep dropping. Isn't the demand, but I need the divergence on the internals. Remember that demand on the dollar is already tested. I don't want to just shoot short right here. So the weekly chart on the NQ is completely flat. So we were to the upper part of the range, 720, and the lower part of the range is 945. Like 800 points for the week. But it's if we close at this level, we will have a sideways week, which is pretty likely too. So tick chart created a new high. This is probably the and the ADQD is just going up pretty sharply. All right, the dollar keeps dropping, and it is inside the demand. What is it doing, by the way? What is crude oil doing? Yeah, it's sideways. It is, well, yeah, it's in a very tight range. Well, $1,000. Well, how much can you realistically grab from $1 of range on crude oil? It's hard. That's the thing. You have to be ready to take probably 10 to 15% of the entire range, no more than that. Like it's hard to grab 30% of the entire range. You will have to know something, right? I'm not gonna say it's impossible. I mean, I'm just going with the statistics. Like, all right, if you're in a range of $1, like if you grab 20%, 20 cents, oof, it's pretty good. So I just want to recheck this area, the 375. Actually, this one, I like it better. Let's see. So if we were to take a short here, I mean, not right now, but the good thing is that we didn't create something like significant to the upside. Like I do have this. Might be something. But other than that, this one. All right, so this is the one. There we go. But it's pre-market. So if I were to take a short, I will consider this 206 as a target. No, there's no need for that 206 as a target. Ninja Trader. Yeah, I don't think this is my short though. I don't think 350 is my short. ADQD is just coming down. I need it to continue to go up. Although the tick chart has some divergence right there. No, I don't do swing trading. I do have portfolio, but that's another thing. The strategy is completely different. All right, so this 350 is working. I didn't like the fact that the ADQD was just going down. Like I wanted the ADQD to give me the retracement, and I think probably the 350 is not the one. It's in profit right now, but yeah, most likely it's not gonna be the one. Look at that. Now ADQD is the advanced decline line. Is how many stocks are going up against how many are going down. They add that up and you have a number. Well, the dollar is holding pretty nicely right there in the demand. Do I think it's gonna hold forever? I don't know. But the play is when the dollar is in demand, you're short. When the dollar is in supply, you're long. That's how the rule is. Yeah, that's gonna be a good data to have. Yeah, let's wait for the report. Yeah. All right, 7 minute is closing in now. So one thing that I'm looking at here is in the dollar, right? This might be a not a bad shape, right? This was a my expectations in the morning was all right. We is I think is doing what I was expecting, right? So it came here to this candle, retraces back down. I do think the short is a better possibility, better chance trade than the long as of right now. So let's wait for the data to come out, the report, and I want to check in the meantime Amazon and Apple. So Amazon opened up to the upside, probably short covering, who knows. Apple is incredibly bullish, 4%. It's reaching some supply though. It's reaching some supply. Yeah. Yeah, like 140, like 150 to 153. Looks like a supply in Apple. $355. So you're still short it, don't you, Stack? If you see the 7 minute on the NQ, it's not bearish. But I do have this divergence here. Yeah, probably the market is just waiting for the data to come out for the report. Oh. The ES is certainly a lot more bullish. And not even like, look at the YM. YM is 1%, 1.3%. I would dare to say that the 350 is gonna put some pressure to the downside. Let's see what happens when the report comes out. I'm gonna go to the bathroom in the meantime. 2 red 5-minute candles for a long setup. We already have 2 red, right? On the 5 minutes. I got it here. I think the short setup is more probable as of now. But let's see if not on the ES. Okay, gotcha. Let me put the, by the way, tomorrow I'm gonna start reviewing the ES. I'm gonna download the data so we can replay that. Probably tomorrow is gonna be a longer session and like less dynamic. It's gonna be me probably trying to find same edge that I have here on the NQ, on the the ES. So 10 seconds. Let's put the calendar. Wow, pending home sales is minus 10%. Wow, expectations were -5 and we have -10. Not good. Yeah. Let's wait for the setup to, because the dollar is dropping right now. Look, the dollar is dropping. So be careful with this demand on the dollar, okay? Careful with the demand on the dollar. So probably it's not 350. Probably it's 375. Yeah, a lot of selling here at 350 though. What about the ADQD? Yeah, this is too choppy for me, guys. We need a sharp move up to this level. And the tick chart just shows some weakness here. Divergence or something. Either way, I'm not taking any long close to this thing, so I don't care. Right? If this thing goes up, it's better for me, so I can short it higher. Alright, so if we have a leg out, we probably have this one. It's a riskier bet, but I'm gonna lower my risk to $75. I don't care. It's a riskier bet, but we probably won't miss this trade. Alright, and at least I want the tick chart to the 0 line. I'm lowering my risk just because the location is not that great as the 350. Oh shit, what did I do here? I moved this. Two more minutes for the next 7. We probably have this one. I told I tell you, I said I'm gonna lower my risk. It's not a fuck it trade. It's not a fuck it trade. It's me saying, all right, this thing is gonna go without me. I want to jump in, right? It's gonna be a riskier trade. That's why I'm lowering my risk. So it has a chance to lose, right? All right, I need to wait. At this time, look at the dollar. Look at that dollar. Oh my God, that demand is holding. Now, what the dollar is gonna do? That's the question. One more minute for the 7-minute to close. There you go. All right. So, no. What is this? What is this? Why am I risking $750? No, I just won $75. Oh my God. Thank God I realized it. All right. Remember, this is a riskier bet than 350. That's why I lower my risk. So this has a chance to lose, right? A higher chance to lose than if I were trading at the 350 level, right? But I don't wanna. I felt like I didn't want to miss this trade. Call it FOMO or whatever, but it's an educated FOMO. Okay, I lower my risk. So I don't like the fact that the dollar hasn't broke to the upside. I want the dollar to break right now, okay? To break that high so we can have the push here. Now, when this thing is not moving, it's not good, right? So I want to see where my 1-to-1 is. Let's see when my 1-to-1 is. Remember, this is a very risky trade. Yeah. It looks like this thing is gonna bounce to the 350 probably. So my 1-to-1 is right here. Let's see if we can have the 1-to-1 now. All right, so we have the 1-to-1. I'm gonna be aggressive here, moving my stop, just because it's not moving in my favor, fast enough for me to. It's just sideways there. So I am a break even, right? And now my target is here, is very far. I was risking $75 in this trade. At this time, I will consider this 55 to scale out if we get to this level. Is yet to see what is gonna happen. The dollar is finally breaking. Let's see if we can have a fine breakout on the dollar, like a continuation to the upside. Yeah, and we might get stopped out break even. It's fine. It's not a great level. I really thought this could have some continuation to the downside, but I am a break even right now. It's a free trade as of now. If the dollar keeps pushing higher, it's gonna fuel our trade. If it stalls right there, then we will have break even. That's it. There's nothing we can do right now. Just wait. Now the tick chart is not great. The tick chart is not great. It's just on the negative side of the chart. That's not very positive for the short. So I need this to come higher. But if it comes higher, we're so close to our break-even point that it's not gonna be good. See that? So we might bounce from there. We haven't broken the downside. Yeah. Yeah. It's very likely that this thing bounced from there. Look at the tick chart. So Soccernatic made his prediction, and so based on that, we know I'm going to be stopped out break even for sure. That's 100% probability because Soccernatic is saying that it's going to my TP. All right, so at this point, I will consider to scale out before this. Like I will put this one here. Right, it's going to be a scale out of 2-to-1 probably. Let's say if we can break this pivot. It's gonna be hard also. Tick chart is too negative. I'd rather the tick chart to give me like positive readings when this thing is dropping. And my entry is not the best one. Like I said, the best entry was around here. But I didn't have the ADQD in my side. Now the ADQD is coming back to the open. All right, the dollar is approaching to one resistance point. Let's see if we can have the scale out fill at least. Oh, are you serious? All right, so we already scaled out. So we already have 2R. All right. I do think this target is very ambitious though. Is beyond this pivot. I would like to move it to the upside just because the higher it goes, the more probable it is. But you know what? I did choose 206. This is 209. I'm gonna give it some room. I'm gonna put it here, right? Like 5 points of buffer just before the buy orders come into the market. We already scaled out. Okay, so it's fine. what I'm going to do ideally is I want to scale out in my other accounts because I have a bigger position. So I'm gonna, there we go. So I scaled out in my other accounts. I'm gonna scale out in my other two. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm out from my other positions, but do you see how important it is to have your targets, or at least your scale out, way before the demand zones, right? That doesn't mean this demand is probably going to all-time highs. No, but the retracement hurts you, right? So now you're holding on to the position when this thing is happening. And the dollar didn't break to the upside. And like, it broke this, but the dollar, remember, here's the deal with the dollar. So here's the deal with the dollar, right? So you have all these resistance. All this resistance is going to put some pressure to the downside. So you will need to come back down, right, to grab some orders to the buy side, and then a continuation to the upside. So this movement right here is going to cause the retracement. And then in the meantime, you are in the position. Thank you, thank you. No, it's what I try to do every day. Now remember, it was a fairly low risk. I'm getting my confidence back, right? So I get to trade my regular size again. Now this week, it'll probably end up negative, but it's okay. Like I will have negative weeks, negative months in the future. So I need to work on, improve how to handle those days. Those days, those periods, etc. Right? Yeah, if the dollar does not break to the upside, I doubt that we're gonna have lower prices here. Yeah, a lot of short covering right there, a lot. All right, so we got break even in the rest of the position. That's fine. I just wanna check this one. I don't know why. All right, just making sure the rest of the accounts were closed and everything. Yeah, it's not bad. I made a 1.5 total, right? I did have 2 contracts and I took 1 off here. The rest was break even. But this is okay. It's just a trade that I wanted to take every time. But the important part is getting my confidence back, right? It's not much, but risking $75, I made a thousand, like $1,200. I had 2 Apex running, and the one up, and my regular account. It's not bad. Yeah. I just have it here. I don't want it to load up my... Thank you, bro. I don't want to load up my computer with more. It's fine. Thank you, Yin Lee. Thank you. Slowly. I'm improving slowly with the camera. I still think if the dollar breaks to the upside, I still think this can work. Look, but it came right to the zone, right? This is not unusual. It's very common. It's very common, especially when you have this run up. But the important part that we were to take some out here, okay? That's important. And just because I want to know how much was this. Yeah, it was more than 3-1. So I was targeting, I was aiming for the big drop. That didn't happen, right? But I don't know how many points I got here. I think probably like 50. Oh, what is this? $26? $280? No, it's like 40 points. What the fuck is this? Oh, 52 points. But I think I closed it. How many points did I have? So I sold here and bought here. 63 points total. 63 points. Yeah. Yeah, get your confidence back, Rich. Get your confidence back. This is a game where you need to be confident of what you're doing. Okay? Not confidence in the sense that you will predict what is going to happen in your next trade. That's literally impossible. Is impossible. Is you becoming secure at your process, right? When you're making decisions. That's when you need to have confidence. Not because you are able to predict the future. That is literally impossible. Well, right now the dollar is in some sort of resistance, right? So if resistance keeps working, we probably have more upside. But if the dollar ultimately breaks to the upside, then that retest is gonna be the drop, and we will probably have 375 or 395. But since I am bullish in the dollar, let me see what the dollar 0.3% up. Yeah, it has some supply right here. You haven't broken this 2 days high, 2 days ago high. Not because the dollar is going up. It's because when the dollar is in supply, when the dollar is in demand, right? When the dollar is in demand is when I consider some bearishness in the equity markets, right? But if the dollar is in supply, how it is right now, not the best quality, but it is supply, there is some bullishness involved in the market. Now, do I think this is going to be the one that is going to drop everything? I really doubt it. I really do. So I'm not going to get rid of this. I'm not going to get rid of this zone, right? Because a lot of sell orders came in here. Nor this one. I do have 375. This is from yesterday. I want to check. I'm gonna check what is Amazon doing. Yeah, another exhaustion on the tick chart. Wow, Apple is breaking 155. Damn. Up 7%. All the money out from Amazon to Apple, looks like. That is the push, guys. That is what is driving the market. Apple is just going nuts. Like Apple itself is like 17% of the Nasdaq index. But Apple is in the Dow too. Apple is pretty much in every index, like, but the Russell, obviously the Russell is lagging today because of Apple pushing the rest of the index to the upside. But Apple has more influence is in NQ. It represents 17. Now, Nasdaq is a weighted index. The Dow is not a weighted index. All 30 companies weight the same. Like Caterpillar, Disney, Home Depot, all those stocks has the same weight on the Dow. Not the NQ. The NQ is a weighted index. So the Apple has a 17% weight on the NQ. Now the dollar is again in position. Now this one didn't work. I did have this one. Now why I did have this one? Oh, this one. There we go. So this is the 1,395 3/4. I want to see the internals. You have a squeeze right there. So what time I covered my short here? This was 10:13, 10:13. Yeah, at this point, look at the dollar. The dollar is not breaking now. The dollar is coming down to this double bottom here. So it's coming down to this double bottom right here. Let's see if the dollar can push to the upside. Now, one thing that I'm noticing here that I didn't mention because I didn't pay attention to it is this wedge to the downside. I'm just noticing that. So probably the dollar has some more downside here. If we happen to break to the upside, then so markets are diverging big time. Like RTY has a pretty nice week. Same for the ES. The Dow is the most bullish, but the NQ is flat. We're basically flat for the week. I liked this area, but yeah, ideally the short I like it more because of the dollar. Look at the dollar. If the dollar Now, if the dollar comes back down to this demand, that's definitely lower prices in the dollar. But right now is in like a crucial moment, right? So when the dollar is right at the level, I want to go to the internals and see. Let me see the internals. Let me bring the internals up. Certainly we have a divergence. We have a nice divergence to the downside. Pretty good. Like pretty nice. Like the high on the tick chart was here at 56. The 56 is right here. So this is the divergence on the tick chart here. And look where we are right now. Tick chart is making lower highs. So the second high here is 28. Even here is lower. So you have this upside on the equity markets, but you have a downside on these. I'll show you. This is a tick chart. See that? This is the high. And this is the second high. Now this level is higher on the equity markets, and is high, and this here is lower on the equity market. So you have a pretty nice divergence. Now where is the level? Remember, is the divergence the dollar and the level? Where is the level at in the NQ? What is the nice level? So I did have this 395 from yesterday. I think it can work. Now after this, I'm gonna get rid of this one, right? And I want to see if you have something that you could rely on, and you have this. Now the 7-minute does not look good. Ideally, I want this to spend more time here and then a retracement. Like ideally this, right? I don't want this to come back to the area. And then here, and then we short it. I don't want this to come back to the area right now, because that will turn the 7-minute bullish. Sorry, I'm not showing the chart that I want to show. So here, so I don't want this to come back to the area right now. My timing is not gonna be good. See that? I want this to spend more time down here, filling all these orders. Yeah, and the dollar is not responding. Look at the dollar. So not this one. No, for now. No, the timing is very bad. The 7-minute is about to turn bullish, and the dollar is going to the downside. So this one, no. I would say ETF is better. Well, it depends. Yeah, like if you come consistently Yingling, we can have more conversations and you can ask questions and I'll reply them. Morning, Taurus. No, I don't use the 7-minute. Look, I have like a lot of time frames, but the main one for me are 7-minute and 3 minutes. I would say futures is good for swing because you can have stops overnight. In the ETF is you can have the stock market the stock market order is not gonna work overnight. You can have a order to sell, but you take the risk of not being filled because it's overnight. But the downside on futures is the leverage, because it's too much leverage, right? You need to put some, like, you're risking a lot more money. That's true also. That is true. That's the downside. Like, you have to put more money in order to maintain the leverage. But if you have a stop order, it works overnight. Whereas in the ETF, if you have a huge gap down, you're gonna take that gap as part of your loss, right? It's harder to execute overnight, but you can. Not between 8 at night and 4 in the morning. This is completely closed. Only the futures market. You can execute though, but it's gonna be harder to fill. Thank you. All right, so this is a no. All right, so the dollar is becoming very, very difficult to trade right now. Like, yeah, we came here, yeah, we bounced a little bit, but in reality, if I want to look for a long trade, I have zero. Even here, I did have this area where we bounced from, like this one. And I didn't even like it so much, like this one, right? Like below this, the overnight. I was saying, all right, the overnight. But until Apple keeps going higher, it's gonna be hard for us to short this thing. Not to go long, even harder for me. Location is horrible. I wouldn't dare to long right here. Yeah, and we probably will have some more upside. We probably will have some more upside, right? Yeah, Apple really impresses me. 30-minute. So Apple, just to figure this, Apple is at the level when the Federal Reserve, was September 22nd. This was CPI, I think. September 22nd, 21st, it was CPI. Or was it the Fed? What was it? No, the 21st. The 21st. 21st. Yeah, that's the interest rate. That was a Fed made it, the FOMC. So Apple is at these levels of September. So let's compare Apple with the NQ. I want to do that comparison. Let's go to the 4 hours. Let's go to the daily. September 21st is right here. Look at that. Clean up this chart a little bit. If we happen to close here like a 50 or something, like 2 or 3% up, it's gonna be a super bullish move, guys. Super bullish. Like engulfing all this. So what is this? This 446. Oh, this is the open from yesterday. This is the open from yesterday, I think. Yeah. And this is the close from yesterday. We gapped down overnight, and then we're coming back to the open from yesterday. So the market is digesting the drop on Amazon pretty well. Yeah, it's even being bought. Yeah, no, I'm not looking to short right now. Like, look at the dollar. Dollar is coming down at the demand again. But I don't think the dollar is gonna hold right there. Now this demand is too tested for my trading system. So I need just the dollar. I need the dollar to break either to the upside or the downside. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. If we didn't take the short here, we never would have gotten this one, right? We would have lost it. So yeah, the short is I don't have no decision to make until the dollar breaks to the upside or the downside. We already played this demand once. I'm not gonna play it again. The long on the equity markets is not in any of these move up for me. Okay, so if you want to have a low probability trade, then you could trade in this move, but for me it's not. And the dollar the dollar is in the demand again. So I'm not gonna pay attention to this demand, even if it works. Even if it works, I don't want to pay attention to it. It's not fresh. I'm gonna bring that chart again. See that? Like I said, all right, once, and then this is the 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time. If it works, fine, but I'm not gonna take it. So my next move, it'll be either we move to the upside, but we're running out of time today, right? Like this one, or this one. But like I said, we're running out of time. It's 11 in the morning. I'm running out of time to take any trade here, right? Like a high probability trade. I used Upwork once, Taurus. I hired these people to I hired this guy out of I think he was English, but he lives in Spain, and he programmed a couple of things for us. You can find him in Upwork, and I'll tell you his name. I think he's pretty good in sharp language. Let me see if I find him. It's very simple. Like George and I, that we're not C#, yeah, and we're not programmers, but we managed to code some trading strategies, right? Of just copying the part of the script and, you know, modifying a little bit. It was not hard. It's pretty straightforward. And Ninja has the strategy builder. The strategy builder helps you out big time too, to understand how to program. I don't know if George, if you're in the live stream, do you remember the name of the guy? Damn, I don't find his emails. Yeah. Need to go to Upwork to see if I find. All right, so the dollar again bounced from the demand, but I couldn't care less. Right now, the dollar is too choppy for me to pay attention. Oh, there you go. Benjamin Van Every. Benjamin Van Every. That's the name of the guy. Taurus. Here's the name of the guy. Just put his name on the search bar on Upwork. Bro, he's a real deal. It's not cheap though. But if you have something clear or what you want to program, he will program it for you. Oh, MB. And why don't you program though, MB? Yes, C#. Okay, cool. I put this guy to work on my zones. How to like he programmed other things for us, but I was very interested in programming these how to draw the zones, right? Now we got stuck because the zones were there. Like he understood how to program that, but the location right now is the issue, right? We got stuck in that. The project was on hold because we couldn't find how to program the locations, right? And it was costing us a lot of money though. Yeah, I think only C sharp. Yeah, Apple continues to shoot higher. So Amazon is incredible. Minus 20% yesterday on the after hours, and now is minus 8. So he made back 14%. That's incredible. Apple. Yeah, Apple is just wow. So I want to see Meta. Meta is a very poor performance stock. Wow, it's up 1%. So Intel is up 10%. AMD is up 5%. So here's the thing, McDonald's, Microsoft, both in the Dow are going up 3% each. Yeah, the Dow is wow. No, I did have so I'm not originally from here, so I came here and I still have my business down in Venezuela. And I was doing flip houses and stuff here. No, Pearson, this is an add-on. This is an add-on. It's called Katana, so it's not a default setting on this on Ninja. It's an add-on called Katana. But you can program ATM strategies. Like if you disable this, I think I can disable it. So if you disable this, good question. How do you disable this? Oh, there you go, here. Remove Katana trade. Yes. So you can, this is the regular panel on Ninja, right? You come here, you can customize. You can customize your risk per trade. So the advantage of Katana is that you put the stop and the target, and then it has this smart risk feature that makes you, let's say you want to risk $500, right? And you are going to short here. You're going to short depending on how much your risk is. All right, do you see here 3 contracts? If you open up this stop, it goes down to 1. Now if you close it to your entry, it goes up to 12 contracts, right? The calculator does it automatically for you. So that's a good thing about Katana, the risk smart. It has a trade copier that I was using before, but now I'm using the other one, the Replicanto. So I don't have any videos about that. When it comes out, I will surely make one. Katana. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna set up I'm gonna set up the voting thing. The majority of the people voting in the poll wanted me to open up a Discord channel. So I need to do a little bit of research. It's not going to be this weekend because this weekend I'm busy doing other stuff. Although we will have tomorrow's live stream, probably at 10 to 11:30. I will review the ES, and I will do other stuff like mindset and psychological work, so we can get better at that. Try to digest this week. It was a negative week for me, but that's fine. Thank you, sucker. So this is your Discord? This is your Discord, Taurus? Taurus Trader 6976. I'm gonna add you. I'm gonna put the request so we can chat there. $69.76. No, it's 10 in the morning. I'm in Eastern time. Yes, I am. That's all I do now. Yeah, 80%. MS is apparently not in the chat because he will be throwing a lot of crap about them. They need to sell a lot of evals in order to pay traders. Yeah, they have 80%. That's crazy. How they manage to do 80% so often? I do have 2 accounts with them, but now this thing makes me worried because they come so often with these sales that really makes me think that they're freaking struggling to pay people. None of those companies is so aggressive. Like, they are very aggressive. All right, we're about to hit the high from yesterday. Not even think about shorting this thing. Look at where the dollar is. The dollar is right in the middle, right? The demand, like I said, not good, but it worked again, right? So right now I just have no thing to do. And sometimes it's good to stay put. Like, sometimes it's good to consume a little bit of chart time and understand how and why this thing move to one or the other direction. I mean, it's good for me. If I don't have a setup to the long side. I know it has gone up, but that's a hindsight. Who knows? Who knew that this thing was going to be so bullish today? I don't think. I certainly I didn't, right? Yes, Apex. I know, but why do you say that, MB? Because of the move? Because it went up? Or because of the result of the report? I wouldn't say that. I would say more like price action. No, I would say more like Apple. Apple is the one pushing everything higher. I do believe Apple is the one. But it doesn't matter. Like, whatever it is that is causing this upside it is already up, right? So it's futile for us to try to understand this thing. It's just I stopped doing that long time ago. Try to understand the market reactions cause, right? There's no reason unless you trade differently, but day trading that way, I think, is pretty hard. So I know you trade with 5 minutes and stuff. Like, you have certain number of candles to one direction, then you are considering that Um, here's the deal. We haven't even broken yesterday's high. Yes, we're very bullish today, but we haven't even broken yesterday's high. Markets are very volatile. Like the move from the NQ was 500 points, almost 430 points so far, from low to high. That's a lot. So, but what I'm trying to say is, for me, this is a better way to trade, just to have conditions there and execute, right? If you were trying longs, if you had that long, then I think it was a good decision to try the long. But for me, in the opening, it was very risky. I had nothing pointing to the upside but the VIX. The VIX was the only chart really in reality telling me that we could have some more upside. Markets are being very volatile. So we're up 1% and then we end up flat, or the other way around. Right, we're down 1% and we end up plus 2%. So I want to see here the 30-minute and the 4-hour. I don't get what you're trying to say, MB. The dollar is not moving very much like lately. Yeah, we have had a couple of days. If we go to the daily, we're in a range. Yes, we did have a couple of days to the downside this week. Like if we go to the weekly, I do believe there's more downside on the dollar for sure. Right, we're just going up. This is the second week red on the dollar, but the market hasn't. If you see, well, if you see the weekly on the, you see the weekly on the NQ and the rest of the market. Now the rest of the market, like the Dow has 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row green. RTY2, ES2, and Q2. If we close here today. I think we might have some more downside on the dollar in the short term. Look at this, the dollar is trapped between this line and the demand. I think the until we have a clear break to one direction, it's hard for me to make a decision here. Now, if you want to say long, that's probably your thesis is more logical because the market is going up, right? But I'm not gonna be longing the markets anywhere near this run up. So if the market does not come down, which is very unlikely to happen today, it could happen, but let's say it doesn't happen. So there's no trade for me long unless the dollar breaks to the downside. And if I didn't take that trade short, then I'll be just at zero, break even, no trade, right? Short is not there till the dollar breaks, and the location on the long is not there. Yeah, yeah, probably the market is digesting a higher dollar, period. Now, let's go to the bond yields, because bond yields is interesting too. Yeah, in demand. They have been since 9 in the morning. Like I said, this demand is already being used up. If it gets to bounce from there, fine, but I don't consider this a very high quality demand. I'm coming in 5 minutes, okay? All right, I am back. Yeah, this thing is just sideways. And it makes sense. Now the dollar is just not moving. Yeah, that's the downside. Like one up is free. It's completely free. And if you are above the threshold, you can withdraw every day if you want to. No, it's free. Monthly. I mean, the test, I don't remember, like $300 probably, but I think I have a link here for 20% discount. But after you get funded, it's completely free. Whereas in the other ones is you have to pay. That's one thing that I don't like about and again, if MS was in the chat, he would probably yeah, you profit. Yeah, I think their conditions is $250 after you get funded, and then after that it's free. So just one fee of $250. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. I mean, it varies, right? But I think ultimately Apex, for instance, if you're brand new, if you want to learn how to trade and you have very low capital, let's say, I don't know, a few $1,000s, but you don't want to invest much, I would get Apex, right? But if you get really serious and you are profitable and you want to start pulling money out of this account, I don't think Apex is the best one. Yes, of course. Yeah, you pay up front probably $300 for the evaluation. I like the 150, right? But they have other accounts. Yeah. Yeah, one up earn to trade is one of the best. One up and earn to trade are one of the best. If you pass it before the 30 days, you don't have to pay the renewal. Now, here's one thing. Trading these accounts, you need to know how to trade these accounts, right? It's not the regular trading that I do here. When I do pass these accounts, I go up in size. I take higher risk, right? If I really want to pass it. For me, it makes no sense to try to pass these evaluations unless you're trying to improve your trading, right? Unless you're trying, depending on what is your objective, right? If your objective is learn how to trade, practice, have data, and so on, get an Apex, right? It's cheap, and you will be able to trade off of Ninja with no license, with their license, and you're developing your trading system. Okay. If you want to put money out of this account, you have to pass. Pardon me. Let's say you bought the 1UP. It makes zero sense for me to keep the subscription more than 1 month because your costs go up big time, right? So I would rather over leverage a little bit on the eval process, and if I have to reset 1 or twice, I still haven't covered 2 months fee, right? So depending on what's your objective, right? Again, if you're learning and you are gonna keep learning how to trade, go for the cheapest one. If you wanna have a good funding company, go with the eval that like 1UP or Trade. And like the way I do it is I go up in size. If I risk, I don't know, regularly 300 400 bucks per trade, I go like 1500 bucks, right? One trade. And then I have 3-4 trades, right? To try to pass it. It all depends on what you want. Top stat is, for me, is like ranking in the last position. Just because the eval process is so hard. It makes no sense. Like I can get good companies that pay out on time and have good conditions. And I have to just make $9,000. I don't have to make $18,000. That makes no sense. Yeah. The 1UP, if you already are profitable and your main goal is just start pulling pulling money out of these accounts, go with 1UP or Trade. Those two. Did you trade it at all on Taurus today, or you didn't? Well, go to your trading log, and that's your answer. If you are profitable, then you can. I go to my edge wonk, and when I'm discouraged about my trading because I lost a few days in a row, I go to my edge wonk and I tell myself, look, these are the real numbers, not what your mind is telling you or what you're thinking right now. Your trading system is profitable, and doubt it sometimes when you're losing is normal and is okay. It is okay to doubt your system when you're in a drawdown, right? But if you understand that it's just normal human behavior and you have a profitable system, just stick to the system and then profitability will come back. Okay? That is true, MB. I have a funded account and I have no monthly fee with them. The funded account that I'm running with them in this computer has no monthly fee. It's completely free. It might work for some people, but it might work not for everybody. But the best formula that I have found is my main account linked to these accounts. Why is that? Because I get very serious about my account. I don't want to put 10 minis in my main account with $20,000, but because I can blow it in no time. So I get very serious. It keeps me more disciplined, right? And then I use their leverage to give me the push, the extra money that I want. Yes, that's okay. Here's the deal. On Ninja, I pay data, right? So it makes sense that you have to pay some things for the system, for the data, but $90, I think it's a little bit higher. Like I pay $39 on my Ninja, data. Yeah, so there you go. So trade your real account and tie it up to those funded accounts. Now, if you haven't passed the eval process, those ratios for me in terms of risk management has to be different because conditions are different. I don't have drawdowns here in my main account. I don't have drawdowns, meaning that I'm not gonna lose my account because I am in a drawdown, right? My dynamic threshold is not moving up, meaning that if I am plus 25,000, my threshold is not moving up. So it's different how you trade these accounts. You gotta treat them differently. Now, after you're funded, then that's another story, because even the funded accounts have the same conditions. You can take literally 2 months to get to the threshold. Who cares? Like, especially on OneUp, it's completely free. Right now, if you're in other ones, then you can. That's why I double and triple leverage in these accounts, right? And I don't do it in my main account, right? Why is that? Because you need to get to certain levels faster, right? I put twice size, even 3 or 4 times in the Apex one. Why is that? Because the Apex ones are the ones that I care less if I lose them. They're so cheap. Okay, if I lost one funded account, that's fine, right? Now, on the OneUp, that's another story, because I want to treat this one more conservatively for some reasons. Number one, they pay out every time I won. It's like after you're above the threshold, it's like your main account, right? It's free and you can pull up the money at any time. So those accounts I'm interested in keeping, right? I don't know. I paid $39. I paid $39. I do have gold and other things. I have market depth. Even though I don't use the Superdome, I have market depth because I have order flow in other charts. I don't use it anymore, but look, and my short is if the dollar breaks to the upside. It doesn't look like the dollar wants to break. It comes down, it bounces up, it comes up, it goes down. So it's very choppy, the dollar. Also, we're close to lunchtime. Thing tends to slow down a little bit. Look, because you didn't put a trade or because you didn't take the advantage or you missed a long, doesn't mean that you're bad. As a matter of fact, if you are able to hold yourself out of bad trades, you're good. You're becoming better, right? So I know what FOMO is. I know that you want to trade, you feel the need to trade, but I do, and this is an advice from me. It's not a financial advice, but it's an advice. If you have the setup and you believe in the setup that is legit and is true, then take it. But taking trades for the sake of taking trades is very bad. It's very detrimental. It'll help. It'll hurt you. It'll hurt your mentality. It'll hurt your trading performance and mental account. Yeah. I understand you. I feel you. Last year, it was last year or 2 years ago. It was probably like 18 months from now. I used to get so desperate to hit my monthly goal that I would screw it up usually by the end of the month. Like the last 2 days of the month, my performance was very bad. And I realized that I was like desperate to get to my monthly goal, pay bills, etc., that I was so in need, like I needed to take trades, that it was very bad. I couldn't perform this last day of the month till I realized that I was driven by need of making money, which is so bad in trading. I am, Meg, very disciplined. My wife and daughter calls me freak sometime. Yeah. But it is what it is. You need to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, MB. Or you already made 9 grand, right? If you already made 9 grand, you still not have the fun that I can. You could have done it with any other company. Same conditions, right? OneUp has a consistency rule that is, it's not hard. Like it's basically their consistency rules is that you don't make the money in one trade, but you can make it in 2 or 3. You can basically make it in 2 trades with OneUp, right? Which is fine. Okay, Snake. So you need to come Saturdays and spend some time with us here. And do some mental exercise. In the meantime, I know you have this book, or I've recommended the Mental Game of Trading. If you're still struggling, you gotta go deeper. If you're struggling if you have a trading system that is proven profitable and you struggle to stay disciplined, I will get help. Like I got a therapist. Like I was very bad. I was really bad. Yeah. Yeah, let's set the Discord server so we can work after trading hours in other things. Like I was looking some statistics, right? Like day traders, they like the majority of day traders, they last few months, right? Let's say 0 to 6 months, 80% of day traders just stop trading, right? From 6 months to 2 years, of that 20% left, like 80% stop after 2 years, right? They say, all right, this is not working for me. After between 2 and 5 years, of that 20%, of that 20%, is like 80% just stops us after 5 years or at 5 years, right? So if you lasted 5 years, you have a good chance to become a good trader, right? So Snake, there's few things that I attribute why I could become a good trader, and there are a few things. Number one, time. You need time. You need time to learn this thing, right? And I understand the majority of people does not have time to learn this and dedicate a lot of time to improve, right? And number two, financials, right? If you have a job that you can either work before or after trading, and you can make trading work in 2-3 years, then you are able to do it. But some people needs to go to work, right? At this time, like between 9 and 5, right? So how are you gonna trade between 9 and 5? It's hard, right? Because you have a job. So those two things were in my favor. I didn't need to go to a regular job, right? I was flipping houses, and I had my work from Venezuela that I own, and I was getting some income. In the meantime, I was learning trading, right? So see you, MB, see you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long have you been. Now you need to de-learn. You need to unlearn. Sorry, you need to unlearn whatever is not serving you. Period. Whatever is not serving you, you need to unlearn it. Like, is not cognitive therapy that you need. You need subconscious work. You need something that rewire your subconscious mind. I have 5 years. I have been trading for 5 years, but honestly, I could have done it in 2. But a lot of the time that I spent, I think it has its reason, right? In my personal life. That got nothing to do with trading. Like I've experienced a lot of things. And I think time has been perfect to me. And I had to go through certain things that I needed to learn, period. It might be different for you. Now, knowing what I know now, I could have done it in 2 years or less. But I wasn't working smart. You need to put in the work. You need to log your trades, analyze, and learn from them. And forget about the money. Absolutely forget about the money. Forget about the money. Focus in taking good trades. Learn market dynamics, right? And get your dopamine spike off of taking good trades and waiting. Like I am waiting and I feel good. I feel great. I feel like waiting is part of my job. Like I get paid if I wait. If I don't wait, I need to pay. If I wait, I get paid, right? And if you get your dopamine system to work in your favor, the sky is the limit, right? Like I've said right now, I'm trading in small size, but I'm happy because my confidence is back. I can make $1,000 that I lost between last weekend and this week in just one day. In reality, what I need is myself to be focused, myself to be in confidence to make money. Nothing else, right? But if I am depressed, literally emotionally depressed, and not focused, and thinking in the money because the money is not coming in, then I'll tell you, it's gonna be harder and harder to make money. And it got nothing to do with my trading system. You can trade your own system. If you're programmed to make money, then you'll make. If you're programmed to lose money, then you'll lose. Here's the deal. Everything I say is because I've learned from other people, books, etc. And you will be impressed how this guy is so accurate in explaining to you how your subconscious mind works and how you can reprogram. His name is Bruce Lipton, and he one of his books, he has a few, but one of his books is The Biology of Belief. This is not wishy-washy thing. Is in our biology. This one is a very good book. It helped me big time to navigate those days where I was freaking crazy and doing stupid shit, like over leveraging and all those negative things that every trader does, like over leveraging, over trading, etc. Well, why do you say you disagree with me, Taurus? No, expectations is number one. I had such an unrealistic expectation about this thing. I think I've said it here. Okay, I came out of my first class on OTA. First day, first class. Alright, we'll make $500,000 this year. Right? Such an unreal expectations. So many people, I think everybody have unrealistic expectations about this. No, no, I'm not saying because you've been here more than 5 years or 7 years that you're gonna make it, right? But you are within the statistic, and you have the conditions to make it. Like I said, if you don't have financial support while you're learning, number one, and the time to put the effort, number two, those are variables that will take you out of trading. That's what I meant. That doesn't mean that if you're trading for 10 years then you are good traders. That's not what I meant. What I meant is that if you have the time variable, right? And number two, the financial support to make it, and you have those two variables that are limiting variables that will take you out of trading if you don't have them. That's what all I I meant with that. Yeah. No, I know. Because time does matter. Yeah. And no, 100%. 100%. Like jumping from one system to another. I would say that you need to stick with an edge, and you need to stick with an edge and really test it smart, like smart back test, like prove that the system is good, right? Thank you, Meg. Yeah. So first thing I tell people that are learning trading, that you need to forget about the money right now. It doesn't matter if you made $2 million in sim. It's zero, right? So it doesn't matter. I've been there, so I've been in trying to find the holy grail in trading, and in reality, it's all very random. That's why I don't use indicators. And you know what? We're trading the dollar one way now, but it might change in the future, right? If the dollar start to drag the markets down, then I will change the correlation, right? That's why I want to be updated about correlations, right? If the dollar moving how I expect, right, for this period of time, so I have to be able to change at any given time. Saturday, well, tomorrow I haven't done the like the schedule for tomorrow, but I want to test the ES. I'm gonna download the data for the ES and see if I can find an edge on the ES and start trading it on sim, right? Probably for the rest of the year. And then if that works for the rest of the year, then I'll trade it live next year. Then I'll do some psychological work tomorrow, some exercises, review. If you see my Saturdays, one thing that is very important is the growth mindset. So last Saturday, not this Saturday, the previous Saturday, I did an extensive, comprehensive work around growth mindset. So that's the mindset that you want to have if you want to become a good trader. Because it's hard to put the work without getting results. So I think I do have that because I'm doing this YouTube thing that gives me nothing but good time with you guys. But in terms of monetization or financial retribution is zero, and it's gonna take some time before I can make 1 penny off of YouTube, right? But I'm still doing it because I think it's worth it. Like, I like it and it helps me, and I think I can make money in the future, right? So that's the mindset that you need to have if you want to become a trader. Like, you need to forget about the money right now. The money will come if you work smart. All right, so with that, I'm gonna close this live stream. So the dollar broke to the upside. If we come back here to retest, we might have some downside. If the dollar ends up dropping, then forget about it. We'll stay here for the rest of the day. Okay, which is a very likely. The wick is flat on the NQ. Probably they don't want a red wick. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you and see you guys tomorrow. Please don't forget to come back tomorrow and hit that like button. Sure, Taurus. Thank you, guys. Later. Bye.